Come on, everybody. Let's go. Get ready for a summertime adventure from another Sommer-Time Story. This is the story of I Am a Lion, written and told by award-winning author Carl Sommer.
In the grassy plains, there lived a great family of lions, Papa, Mama, and baby Sangu. Sangu loved to play. He had lots of fun playing with his friends. Papa and Mama loved Sangu, and they wanted to help him become wise and strong. But whenever Papa would try to teach Sangu how to hunt, he would always complain, "My friends don't have to work so hard. Why do I have to?" What is Sangu complaining about here? All right, Claire?
All of his friends don't have to learn how to hunt.
Yeah, why do I have to learn? And that's a question many times children have. Why do I have to do this? Why should I have to? And so we find Sangu complaining. He doesn't want to learn because of his friends. My friends don't have to. Why do I have to? And Papa says, no, you got to listen to Mama and I when we're trying to teach you. And we're not trying to imitate our friends. We're trying to do what's right and what's best for you. But we'll see what Sangu does. Whenever Mama tried to teach Sangu how to use the sky as a map so he would not get lost, Sangu was never interested. "My friends don't have to learn this boring stuff," he would always complain. "Why do I have to?" "You are a lion," Mama would say. "You need to pay attention so you can learn to be a leader instead of acting like your friends." But Sangu would never listen. He just wanted to play. What is Sangu complaining about now? Yes, Isaiah?
He's complaining because he wants to play with his friends.
Yes, all he wants to do is play, play, play. And his mama's trying to teach him how to look in the sky so he has like a map. He could look at the stars and learn things about not getting lost. But my friends don't have to learn this boring stuff. No, we want you to listen to us, what Papa and Mama are trying to teach you. But all he's interested in, I don't want to, my friends don't have to, why do I have to? Now we're going to find out what's going to happen to Sangu. One day while Mama and Sangu were searching for food, they met a baby rhino. "Hi there," said Sangu. But when the little rhino saw Sangu, she screamed, "Help! Help!" Suddenly, from behind a bush came a giant rhino thundering toward them at full speed. Before Mama Lion could spin around, the big rhino picked her up with a horn and threw Mama Lion against a tree. Then the rhino turned toward Sangu. Mama could hardly move, but she wanted to protect her son. So she cried out, "Run, Sangu, run!" Sangu wanted to help Mama, but when he heard Mama yell, "Run!" he ran as fast as his little legs could go. Sangu ran up the mountain and through the thick jungle. The stones under his feet tumbled down the hill and sounded like the giant rhino was still chasing him. So Sangu kept running and running. He jumped over rocks and fallen trees and splashed through puddles and streams until he knew he was safe. Sangu was out of breath when he stopped at the edge of a mountain. "Whew," said Sangu. "I'm so glad I'm safe." But when he looked around, he realized he did not know where he was. He was lost. Now he was alone and scared. "Oh, how I wish I had listened to Mama when she tried to teach me how to use the sky as a map," groaned Sangu. "Now I can't find my way home." Sangu sat down on a rock and cried. What is happening here to Sangu? Mercy?
He's scared because he can't find his way home.
What is he now wishing he had done, Juliet?
Listen to Mama when she was teaching him how to use the sky as a map.
Yes. Oh, I wish I would have listened to Mama. It's too late now. You can wish all you want. You'll never be a little baby again. You can never go backwards. Oh, I wish, I wish, I wish. It doesn't work. You can't go backwards. It's too late now. Now he's lost. Now he's crying. Now he realized what Mama was trying to teach him in life was important, what Papa was trying to teach him. Oh, I wish. No, all I wanted when he was young and when he was in home, all I wanted to do was play, play, play. That's all this boring stuff. I don't want it. Oh, hey, now I see why. And that's why you got to learn that little word called trust. Trust your parents. Learn to listen to them. There's no one that loves you more than your parents. I love you, but your parents love you more. And they want the best for you. Learn to listen to them. But so many boys and girls don't listen. And I've seen it through the years. And I've taught many, many children through the years. I was a high school teacher. I taught teenagers and troubled teenagers. I went to 20 different schools when I was a substitute teacher. I've seen the problems of children. And they will suffer their whole life for their attitudes because they don't listen. They don't listen. And their parents say, get a good education, do something, learn, study. No, one goes in one ear and out the other. They're not listening. Here's Sangu crying. Oh, how I wish. So if you're smart, make something out of yourself. And just don't wish when it's too late, because that you can't go backwards, remember. You only go forward in time.
Just below him, some gazelles were feeding on the side of the mountain. When the gazelles heard Sangu crying, they stopped and listened. "Why is the little lion crying?" asked one of the gazelles. "I don't know," said another. "Why don't we go and try to help him?" suggested one of the young gazelles. The kind gazelles walked over to Sangu. When they got to him, one of them asked, "Why are you crying?" Sangu wiped his eyes. "I lost my papa and mama, and I don't have any place to go." The gazelles felt sorry for Sangu. "You can stay with us," they said. "Thank you," said Sangu. "I would love to stay with you." Sangu got up and went with the gazelles. When it was time to eat, the biggest gazelle announced, "Dinner time!" Then he turned to Sangu and said, "Sangu, why don't you join us?" Immediately, the gazelles began munching on the rich green grass. Sangu had not eaten for a long time, so he was hungry. When he saw a snake crawling through the grass, he jumped at it. "Oh, good," he yelled as he stepped on it. He was just about to eat the snake when he heard the biggest gazelle shout, "Don't eat that snake! It will make you terribly sick!" Sangu immediately let go of the snake. "Eat grass," insisted the gazelle. "That will make you strong and healthy." Sangu ate the grass, but it tasted awful. Still, Sangu was glad he had found these new friends.
Who is Sangu listening to now? Deshaun?
The gazelles.
Yes, he's listening to the gazelles. Now, not to his parents. When they tried to teach him, he always rebelled, boring stuff, didn't listen to Dad, trying to hunt. Now the gazelles tell him, and lions eat meat. They don't eat grass. Now this is just a storybook, but it's teaching a valuable lesson. And he hates it. Oh, grass. They want meat. You ever see on the videos of lions, they go and they catch meat and they eat it. Got big fangs, teeth that tear into the meat. That's the normal diet of a lion, not grass. But Sangu's eating grass. He's eating it, but he hates every bite of it. But he's listening to the gazelles.
The gazelles invited Sangu to play hide and seek. They ran here and there and hid behind trees and rocks. And when it was Sangu's turn, he also hid behind trees and rocks. Sangu had lots of fun. Then Sangu thought about a great new place to hide. He became excited. I can't wait until it's my turn to hide, he said. They'll never find me. When his turn came to hide, Sangu ran straight to a giant tree. As he began to climb the tree, he said, "They'll never look up here." An older gazelle happened to see Sangu up in the tree. The gazelle ran to the tree and demanded, "Sangu, get down from there right now. It's dangerous to climb trees. You could fall. Don't ever again be so foolish." Sangu carefully eased his way down. He wanted so badly to climb the tree, but now he had to look for another place to hide. Climbing trees was much too dangerous. From then on, Sangu stayed on the ground like his friends. After playing a while, Sangu and some of his new friends sat down to rest. "Why do you look so funny?" asked the young gazelle. "Your feet are big, but your legs are short. Your body is small, but your tail is long." Sangu hung his head in shame. He was embarrassed. "That's because I'm a lion," he whispered. "Well, then," one of the gazelles snickered, "lions sure are funny looking." Then they all began to laugh at Sangu. "I can't help it," groaned Sangu. He bowed his head and walked away. He was sad because he looked so funny and different. What's happening to Sangu now, Andrew?
He's getting made fun of.
He's getting made fun of. It's a big problem. And some children suffer because of that. And that's called self-esteem. This is the way the good Lord made you. Don't be ashamed of it. The color of your skin, the shape of your ears, the kind of hair you got, your parents. I am what I am. Yes, I could put on a wig, but I think I would look funny, because I'm bald-headed. But I'm not ashamed. I am. I was even on national television, on Oprah Winfrey show a number of years ago. I am what I am. And I've been on numerous television stations already. I'm not ashamed, but I'm not going to stick my head up either. I'm not proud. I am what I am. And learn to do that. And so they're making fun of them. Look at your big feet. Our feet aren't big. Look at your tail. Look at you. You look so funny. And people laugh at you. And sometimes children are ashamed of the color of their skin they're born with. Don't you ever be ashamed of the color of your skin. And sometimes I've seen children ashamed of their parents because they talk with a foreign accent. Terrible. You can't help that. If you're born in a foreign country, your parents come from a foreign country, they're going to have a little accent. Just like my mother did. She came from Germany. She had a German accent. Learn to accept yourself the way you are and be satisfied. Now, if you're overweight, that you can change. Eat less. Eat properly. Don't let yourself just go to pieces like that. Some people do, and that's not good either. But there's a lot of things you can change. All right? Learn to accept yourself the way the good Lord made you. You'll be a much happier person. One day, as Sangu and his friends were grazing on the side of the mountain, a pack of hungry jackals came sneaking up to attack the gazelles. Suddenly, the jackals charged the gazelles, but Sangu was not afraid. He started to run toward the jackals in order to protect his friends. But the gazelles yelled, "Stop! Run away as fast as you can!" Sangu spun around and followed them up the mountain as fast as he could go. When Sangu got to the top of the mountain, the gazelles scolded him. "Don't ever again be so foolish. You could have been eaten by those jackals. You must learn to run away like us." What was the first reaction of Sangu when he saw the jackals? Jocelyn?
He wasn't afraid, so he just stood there.
Yes, Sangu was not afraid. He was willing to face those jackals. Remember, he's a lion. He's not afraid of jackals, But notice what's happening. Everything he's doing naturally as a lion, he's getting yelled at. He wants to eat meat. He wants to climb a tree, He wants to defend himself and the gazelles. Everything he's doing naturally. There's people like that. They want you to be like them. Come on, be like us. Be like us. And remember that two-letter word? What should we say?
No!
Good. Learn that word. Don't follow the crowd. Do what you should be doing. Do what's right. And Sangu now is doing everything what the gazelles want him to do. He's not standing up for what's right. He didn't listen to his parents. Now he's listening to the gazelles. Unfortunately, everything they're telling him is against what he is. But let's see how this story ends over here.
When Sangu heard that he could have been eaten by the jackals, he was so scared that he shook all over. That night, as Sangu looked up at the moon and stars, he thought about Mama and Papa. Mama must be dead, he said. And where's Papa? Papa must know how foolish I am. That's why he never came looking for me. He probably forgot about me. Then Sangu lay down on the grass and cried as he thought about everything that had happened to him. Finally, he drifted off to sleep.
What is Sangu saying about his Papa? Olivia?
His papa doesn't love him anymore.
Yes. My father doesn't love me. My Papa doesn't love me. You know, here I'm alone and he's grown and... Stop. Your parents love you. You have no idea how much they love you. I loved all my children. But sometimes children feel, you know, they love my brother or my sister. I'm always the one that's picked on. They don't love me as much. And some children feel that way. They feel their parents are unfair. They get punished too much. I'm the one that gets all the punishment. Not my sister, not my brother, it's me. I got to do everything. I do. And they carry it on even when they're adults. And it's not true. Sometimes they punish you more because you don't listen. You disobey more, you're stubborn, you're hard-headed. That's why you get punished more. Not because they don't love you more. I remember with some of my children, they say, oh, one of my children, they get punished as much as the other, but that child listened more. Didn't get more punishment. And because you're stubborn and you don't listen, you get punished more. Mom, my parents are so unfair. Stop that, stop that. Your parents love you, each and every one of you, and learn to listen to them. And Sangu now, he's self-pity. Oh, no one loves me. Mama must be dead, and Papa, he doesn't care anymore. He knows I'm no good. No one loves me. But watch what really happened.
Papa and Mama loved Sangu, and they had not forgotten him. When Papa had heard Mama cry out, "Run, Sangu, run!" he dashed through the jungle to chase the giant rhino away. Mama was hurt, yet in spite of her pain, she and Papa spent every waking moment searching everywhere for Sangu. Mama often said to Papa, Sangu could have found his way home if only he would have been as eager to learn as he was to play. Then Mama would groan, "Oh, if only Sangu had listened." But Papa and Mama were determined to find him. They were going to keep looking for Sangu until he was once again safe in their arms. Although Sangu did not want to learn from his parents, he did learn much from his friends. But the things he learned were the things that he did wrong. One day as Sangu and the gazelles were having a wonderful time, he became so happy that he let out a great big roar. The gazelles jumped for fright. "Don't ever do that again," they yelled. "That sounds terrible. You never hear us making sounds like that." Sangu hung his head in shame and whispered, "I'm sorry." Then one of the gazelles scolded him, "You've just got to stop being so foolish. You need to learn to act like us."
Who did the gazelles want him to act like? Emma?
Themselves.
Yeah. You need to act like us. And that's what you call peer pressure. Other people say, "Come on, be like us, act like us, be like us." And you have to say, "No, I'm going to be what I should be. I'm going to listen to my parents. I'm going to act right. I don't care if anybody else doesn't listen to me. I am going to do what is right. And Sangu now is very, very sad. All right? He's a lion cub that's very, very unhappy. He just let out a loud roar. And now he's getting yelled at. Everything he acts like a lion that he is, what he's naturally, he's getting yelled at. But that's who his friends were. So here's this poor lion, depressed, dejected. Let's see what happens to him now.
What's wrong with me? Asked Sangu as he bowed his head and crawled away. I'm different, I'm foolish, and I'm funny looking. Sangu began to cry. Everything I do is wrong. Why did I have to be so foolish and raw? I'll never do that again. The faint sound of a roar that echoed through the jungle had reached the ears of Papa and Mama. What was that? Asked Papa. Could it be Sangu? Wondered Mama. Let's go and see, shouted Papa. With lightning speed, they raced toward the sound of the roar. When Papa and Mama reached the top of the mountain, they saw a herd of gazelles. They slowed down and became very quiet to keep from scaring them. Let's sneak up to that big tree, said Mama. When the big lions peeked around the tree, they saw the strangest sight. There in the distance stood a sad baby lion eating grass. Papa and Mama were shocked. I've never seen anything like this, said Papa, shaking his head. Why is a lion eating grass? I don't know, said Mama. Stay here, said Papa. I'm going to creep up on them to see what's going on. Papa inched as close as he could without being seen. As he watched the baby lion, he could not believe his eyes. Not only did the lion eat grass, but the lion acted like a gazelle. His heart began to beat fast for joy. Maybe, just maybe, it's Sangu.
What's happened to Papa's heart? Yes, Kylie?
It's starting to beat really fast.
It's beating fast. Why is it beating fast? Jocelyn?
Because he's excited.
And what else? Why is it beating fast? Someone else? Dijon?
Because there's a slight chance that might be Sangu.
It might be my son, Sangu. What was deep down in Papa's heart? Olivia?
Hope.
Claire, what else?
And love for Sangu.
Yes, he had hope. And his love, deep down was his love. He's been searching and searching, and Mama's been searching and searching. And deep down in your dad and Mom's heart is also a very deep love. I punish my children. You think I say, oh, good, I'm going to punish my children when they did something wrong? No, I hated to punish them. That's the last thing in the world I ever wanted to do, but what are you going to do? Just like if a child runs into the street, and they were taught, don't you ever run in the street, look both ways. Well, if I see a child doing that, I'll punish them very hard for that. Why? Because I hate them? No, because if a car hits them, they might be crippled for life. They might never walk again. So I give them a temporary punishment, so we'll save them from being a cripple for life. And that's what parents do. Parents punish. They should. Unfortunately, today, many parents, and I'm speaking to parents, are too soft on their kids. They need it if they do something wrong. It's fair, firm, and loving discipline what children need. And so Papa now, he said, maybe it's Sangu. And his heart, boom, 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 boom. There's hope. Let's see what happens here.
Then Papa took a deep breath and let out a loud roar. In a flash, the gazelles dashed away as fast as they could. But not Sangu, he froze. It was the same roar as his father's. Then Papa jumped up from behind the rock and raced toward Sangu. When Sangu turned around and saw that it was his father, He yelled, "Papa!" and ran as fast as he could to his father. Papa grabbed Sangu and hugged him tight. He was so glad that he had finally found his son. Then Mama came racing to Sangu. "Papa, Mama!" cried Sangu with tears in his eyes. It was all Sangu could say as he felt Papa's strong arms around him and Mama hugging and kissing him. As they walked home, Sangu told Papa and Mama everything that had happened to him. Then Sangu bowed his head and asked, "Why am I always doing the wrong things? And why am I so funny looking? My legs are short, but my feet are big. My body is small, but my tail is—" "Stop right there," roared Papa. Sangu jumped. He was so startled. Then Papa looked straight into Sangu's eyes. "Sangu, you're not a gazelle. You're a lion." Then Papa said, "There's nothing wrong with you, Sangu. You've just been hanging around with different friends. You can't let others who don't know you tell you who you are." Then Mama explained, "Gazelles don't know anything about lions, but we do. That's why you should listen to us." Papa stood up straight and said, "Lions don't eat grass. We hunt. Lions aren't afraid of height. We climb. Lions don't run away from their enemies. We face them." Then Papa said with a loud and strong voice, "And Sangu?" Sangu looked up, and this time he listened. "You are a lion. Don't ever be ashamed of who you are." Sangu moved next to Papa and Mama. He raised his head, stuck out his chest, and took a deep breath. Then he let out a loud roar that thundered throughout the mountains. "I am a lion. I am not ashamed of the color of my skin.
I'm not ashamed of the color of my skin.
I am not ashamed of my race.
I am not ashamed of my race.
I am not ashamed of the way I look.
I am not ashamed of the way I look.
I am not ashamed of where I live.
I'm not ashamed of where I live.
I am not ashamed of my parents.
I'm not ashamed of my parents.
I am not ashamed of who I am."
I'm not ashamed of who I am.
Learn to live that way, and you'll have a much happier life.
And now, an award-winning song from Character Kids.
You and I are different, it's plain to see. I'm not like you, and you're not like me. But we can get along like friends, are we? 'Cause it's good to be different naturally. I live over here and you live over there. But when we get together, we just don't care. There are lots of good things that we can share. So let's tell others everywhere. Be who you really are. Don't change to fit in with the crowd. You can get along with others how? Just by being who you really are. I may travel around the world or something. You might grow up and be a king. Whatever you do, you'll go far. Just by being who you really are. Be who you really are. Don't change to fit in with the crowd. You can get